over? 8? Okay. So remember, when I'm trying to write it in vertex form, my first step is to find the vertex. And the vertex is what letters? H and K. So I need a way that I can calculate H and that I can calculate K. How do I calculate H?
Negative A, or is it B?
Negative B. D, can you finish it off? Yep. So the little formula we learned was that H is equal to negative B over 2A. And the B and the A come from your equation. It's just like what we were just doing in the warm-up. Okay, identifying A, B, and C. So which number is B in number 8? 12. So I'm going to say negative 12. Don't forget that that formula has a negative in it. Over 2 times, what's my A value? 1. So what's negative 12 over 2 times 1? Negative 6. Now this is the biggest mistake I see people making, is messing up the sign on this first number, and then when you plug it in to find your K value, it really messes up your K by like a huge number, okay? So make sure that your sign is correct. Make sure you're paying attention to, first of all, in the formula, this is supposed to turn that top number negative. If it were already negative, it would turn positive. And then also pay attention to the fact that when you divide a negative by a positive, it comes out negative. Okay? Because if you use a positive 6 instead of a negative 6, your answer is going to come out way off. Okay, so that's my H value. Now how do I find K? Plug it into what? In the original equation, right? So I'm going to take that negative 6 and I'm going to put it here and here in place of the x's. So I'm going to do negative 6 squared, and of course I'm going to remember to put that negative 6 in parentheses. Anytime you're squaring or raising to a power a negative number, you have to remember to put it in parentheses. Okay? Let's see, and I believe that's going to come out to be 4, positive 4. Okay? But this you could just type into your calculator all in one shot, of course, as long as you remember that that negative 6 needs to be in parentheses. Just grab it. Okay, and now I have to write it in vertex form. Remember, vertex form looks like this. Y minus K equals A times X minus H squared. So I'm going to write Y what? Minus 4, yep. Because I just found that my K value was 4, so Y minus 4. My A value is the same A value that was right here, and that's just a 1. Okay, so do I have to write it? No, it wouldn't hurt if you did, but you don't have to write it. And then I would say X what? Plus 6, because it would be minus negative 6, so it's really plus 6 squared. And that would be your final answer. Y minus 4 equals X plus 6 squared. Okay? Questions on that process at all? Give me another one. 19. Okay, 19.
Did you only have to find H and K?
Yes. For this one, you did not have to write in vertex form. You just had to find H and K. All of these where it just said find the vertex, remember the vertex is just H and K. Okay, so all you had to do was find those two numbers. So here, if I wanted to find H, and I guess I'll move off to the side here. Remember, H is negative B over 2A. So what would I put on top there? Right, because that is really, my B value right now is negative 16. But when you make a negative number negative, it's going to turn it to be positive. Over 2 times, what's my A value? Negative 1. Okay. Your A value is always a number. It's never going to be X. Okay, I see a lot of people wanting to put X in there for A. You don't have an X there. You have whatever number is in front of X. So 16 over negative 2 is negative 8. That's your H value. Now this one gets a little tricky when you go to plug it in. Because remember I told you that when you put a negative number squared, you always have to put it in parentheses, right? So for k, I would take the negative 8 and square it, but then this one had a negative sign outside the x squared already, so outside of the parentheses I need to put another negative. That does not turn the 8 positive. Okay? What's negative 8 squared? 64, and then this negative sign would make that 64 negative. Okay? So what this is really saying is take whatever number you get for x and square it, and then make that number negative. Okay? So minus 16x, or minus 16 times negative 8, minus 68. Let's see. I'm going to need your help with that. I'm going to say like negative 24, but... Negative 4, okay. So k is equal to negative 4. And so as my answer, I would just write negative 8, negative 4. Okay. 20? Sure. So negative b over 2a. So I would write what over what? Positive 3 over 2 times 1/2. Well, what is 2 times 1/2? Just 1. So this really says 3 over 1, right? So my h value is just 3. And then I'm going to put in, for k, 1/2 times 3 squared minus 3 times 3 plus 8. And if you don't want to type in 1/2 to your calculator, of course, you can make that a 0.5. That's going to be 2.5?
Yeah.
Is that right? Let's see, this is going to be negative 4. This is going to be 4.5 minus 9 is negative 4.5. Negative 4.5 plus 8 is 2.5. No, 3.5. No, now I'm just going to do it. 3.5? Thank you. Okay, so my k value is 3.5, and so my vertex would be 3, comma 3.5. I'll do one more for you. Let's do one more that you have to write in vertex form. So one of them, 8 through 17. 17? What's wrong with 17 before we start? Okay, 17, I don't have y by itself, right? I have to have y by itself before I can start anything. So I'm going to divide everything by 8 before I even start. Okay? And that's going to give me, I'm just going to write it up above. Y equals, what's 4 divided by 8? 0.5. 1/2. 24 divided by 8 is 3. And 6 divided by 8 is going to be 0.75. Okay, 3/4. So let's find our h value. Negative b over 2a. So what am I going to write? Negative 3 over 2 times 0.5. Well, what's 2 times 0.5 again? 1. 0.5 is a half, so 2 times a half is just 1. So this says negative 3 over 1, which means my h value is just negative 3. Okay, whoops, sorry, didn't realize you couldn't see that. For k then, I'm going still to this equation here, the one where you solved for y. So k is equal to 0.5 times negative 3 squared plus 3 times negative 3 minus 0.75 gonna be, again, negative 4.5, negative 5.25? How'd I do? Oh, come on, you're not even typing?
Yeah, I got negative 5.5.
Okay. I didn't get 5.5. I got 5.25. Yes? Okay. Okay, and now I have to write it in that form. Okay? So I'm going to write y what? Okay, except if I'm minusing a negative. So it's really going to be plus 5.25 equals a, which is 0.5, x minus what? Oh, actually, I guess it's not x minus. What is it? Plus 3, because I'd be doing minus negative 3. So x plus 3 squared. Good? Okay. I'm going to give you another day to iron this out. Okay? Because I think there are a great many of you who probably did the assignment but made little mistakes here and there, and we're getting some way different numbers. So hopefully what you've seen of these four was able to tell you whether or not you were doing it right or not. Okay? Check that over. We will check it for points tomorrow. See? $11. Let's see. H would be negative 1.5, and K would be I believe would be 7.25. Let me check. Negative 1.5 squared plus 3 times negative 1.5 plus 7. Oh, wait a second. I got 4.75 this time. Yeah. Negative 3 over 2 would be negative 1.5. Negative 1.5 squared plus 3 times negative 1. Yeah, 4.75 for your K value. Okay. You figured out why you did it wrong? Okay. Yep, that'll make a big difference in these. Okay.